let's table this. What would we call this referee show?
Okay.
And let's bring in the ISPW Women's Champion, Miss Vicious Vicki. The Vicious One. How are you, Vicki?
Hi guys, what's up?
Roof.
Don't mind him. He's just gonna keep doing that because
What's his name?
His name is Champ, which is very fitting. But he's barking at my inflatable Santa Claus that's outside. That's what he's been doing for the last hour.
So Champ does not like Santa Claus, is what you're saying.
Apparently not. I don't understand it, but
so if Champ goes outside, Santa's got some problems.
Yeah. Pretty much. He takes after his mommy.
What, you don't like Santa?
No, just barking at inanimate objects.
Wait, you
That also sounds about right.
Nowhere in this this overview of Vicious Vicki does it say anything about barking. There's no barking in your nickname.
Hey, I made you laugh, right? Come on. Give me something, man. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm a professional wrestler, okay?
That's a good point.
Fair. I mean, you have you ever thought about trying stand-up comedy?
Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see.
This is a great start.
I won't.
No, do it. It'll be fun. I bet you got road stories you could tell that would make people cringe, laugh, cry.
More so probably cry, but we can work with some stuff.
Yeah, so crying is not really good for comedy. So
Right.
you might.
Oh, that's the time-honored thing. Tragedy plus time equals comedy. Vicious Vicki, give us the road stories.
Not stand up.
Oh my god.
How are you feeling fresh off of your successful defense of the ISPW title this past weekend?
I feel great. This is the one of many. Angel Metro is up and comer as well, so it's always nice to get in the ring with new faces as well. When you're in a market that I'm in, you tend to wrestle the same people unless you get yourself out there, which is what I'm trying to do for 2024. But yeah, I've been 3-time ISPW Women's Champion, reigning, defending. Still got that strap. So
when does Tommy Fury let you wrestle like the men, since you're just destroying all the women?
To be fair, I have been saying this for the longest time. I was never big on intergender wrestling once upon a time, but you know what, man? Like, I can hang with the guys, right?
100%, yes.
Why not? Why not? So I agree with that. I think there needs to be a Vicious Vicki versus fill in the blank for the ISPW heavyweight title, or any heavyweight title, or any male dominated title in any company. I think I've earned that stripe. So we'll see.
Would you challenge Crowbar?
Oh my God! Well, first of all, Crowbar is a legend in himself, but maybe I could hang with Crowbar. I'd like to think that I could. Crowbar is fantastic. I don't know how he's still doing what he's doing, but kudos to him, man.
So ISPW is a very legendary promotion in this area, obviously in New Jersey. We grew up going to ISPW shows. And then when it came back, how did you get linked up? Did Tommy reach out to you? Was he familiar with your work? Like, how did you get so heavily ensconced and being one of the most featured performers of ISPW?
Yeah, so he was at a local indie show before he started running ISPW again, and he had just approached me and said this was a few years ago now, so I was still sort of green, and
Right.
He's like, I see a lot of potential in you, and I think I'm going to be starting out my company again. I'd love to bring you in. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I knew of ISPW just based off of years prior and veterans talking about it and whatnot, but so I was very eager to obviously work new places and whatnot, and I built a really strong, solid relationship with him, and yeah, it's been a fun ride. I'm glad to have been a part of a lot of first time evers for that company. So
right. So what do you think that company in general has done for the resurgence of? What do you think it's contributed back to independent wrestling in New Jersey and the likes?
Probably just like old school wrestling, or like the aspect of that, like having a lot of these older guys and the veterans there. Like for me personally, like off the record, like I don't take that for granted that I have been in the locker room with a lot of these guys, and I can pick their brains and talk to them, ask them to watch my match, and and also build friendships and relationships with them. Like I would never would think that I would be friends with these guys that I watched on TV many moons ago. And I'm still young, so um, for me, I think ISPW is just solely like focused on that. And now I'm appreciating what Tommy's been doing because he's starting to bring in a wave of indie talent and top indie talent, and not just, and not that it's a bad thing, because a lot of companies stick to their few and true because that's just what works. I know a lot of successful companies that do that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I like that he's starting to bring in some new faces and, a lot. There's so much indie talent. I mean, it's insane. So I think having options essentially for a lot of these guys and girls is huge. I'm glad Tommy's starting to like jump on that bandwagon.
Now, you were bestowed the honor of being named in the women's PWI 250 at 185. How much does that mean to you? This PWI Women's 250 is something relatively new, and for someone who's been in the game, I mean, you've been in a couple years, but that's a huge honor for you to be mentioned in the PWI Women's 250. I really want to say 500 because I've been around for that long, but I know it's the 250. Don't mind me. My brain doesn't work.
No, that's okay.
As well as it should most of the time.
So I'm about 5 years in. I'm 5 years in now, a little over 5. And, growing up, I have, even just now, I was going through like my old stuff that I collected as a kid and whatnot, and a teenager. And I'm just like, it's so cool to have like Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines, even back in the day, they had WOW. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Oh yeah, I have all the, I have, right out of the office. I have them all.
The same publisher that did the ECW magazine.
Yeah, I have some of those. But to be, featured in one of these magazines that I collected as a kid, or anytime I'd go to the food store with my mom, because for some reason, like ShopRite and A&P, if anyone remembers that back in the day, always had the magazines, and I used to just get the magazines and read them while my mom was shopping or something, if I didn't buy them. But anyway, I'm going on a rant here, but to be featured in it is freaking awesome. I remember when I got it, I was just like, oh my God, like someone texted me, which seems to be how it works. Where it's like someone reaches out, before you even see it. And that's what happened. And I was just like, holy shit. I was like, and I know it's like to some people, like it's just a list, and some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, and like maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I like to think that the people that put in their time and effort to research and give us a platform or some sort of thing to work towards, I think it's huge and it's an honor. I'm above a lot of people that I'm just like, okay, like sure. But again, I think it just goes based off of a lot of things that go unnoticed. In the real world of pro wrestling, if that makes sense. So for me, that was awesome. Me and my boyfriend, we bought like 3 copies. I was signed in a few at some shows, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm very honored to be in that magazine. So.
What was it like to be a part of the Last Match musical?
That was really cool. So that was like probably one of the coolest things I ever did in my life. My love for pro wrestling, obviously, but then to mix it with like this other world is just like, what, like no one has ever thought to do that. So that's why I think it's like really groundbreaking and cool. And to have been a part of that is an honor as well. There's a lot of things that I feel like some people might take for granted in their life. And like, I don't. I'm very like, I'm always a smell the roses kind of person. And I always like stop and think before like things happen or I get opportunities or something. And I just always like pray. I was like really grateful. And I remember when I got that opportunity, I was just like, wait, a musical? I'm like, okay. I was like, I think I can get with this. And then like, it was like, we didn't know what to expect. We were all kind of back, like the wrestlers who were involved. We were all just kind of like is this gonna work? Like, I don't know. And then we did it, and it was freaking amazing. And the reactions to the crowd and like everything, I was like, dude, oh, this is better than any show that I've been a part of. Like, so it's really cool, and I'm really excited to see where that goes and how that takes off and whatnot. So
Now I have not seen the show, but I've only heard good things about it. Did you just wrestle? Did you get to sing? And when were you like, man, I would love to sing? Can I sing?
I can low key sing, kind of like a little bit.
Like you can sing like low key?
No, like low key, like under the radar. Like I can sing maybe.
What can you sing? Do you want to do a sing along? We can sing some in sync. All four of us can sing.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing I had to wear my sync shirt.
Did you? Why?
Because I'm excited, man. I don't know what's going on with them, but like I'm like real excited. Like it's been like weeks and months of them like announcing they're together. I'm just like, let's go. Like,
who's your favorite member of NSYNC?
Well, it would be Justin.
Of course it would.
I did like JT, so it's a tie.
Which one's JT?
I mean JC, I'm sorry. JT is Justin Timberlake. JC is the one next one. This one. Yeah.
That one in the middle. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not up on my NSYNC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
So Vicki, I did actually just listen to the song from the Trolls movie. It ain't bad.
It's not. The only thing I don't like, and I will say this, I don't care. I don't like that it's Justin Timberlake featuring NSYNC. I think that's a little like, come on.
Is that what they titled it as?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, no, you're NSYNC. But whatever.
It's the worst.
That kind of got under my skin a little bit, but
clearly.
What was the question you asked me before?
If you sung or if you just wrestled.
Oh, no. So there was no singing for us, which was probably a good thing. But we did do like the segment that me and Tina San Antonio had did together. It was very cool. It was literally like the what do you call it? The music like slowed down, and we had to like work in slow motion, like ballet, because the name of the song was Ballet with Teeth, which was super cool. So we had to like start real slow and the lockup and the theatrics of everything, and then we like boom, like full body went into it, and the crowd freaking ate it up. My finisher was a bulldog, like like it was just like, but it was less. It was totally less is more, And we went over it for 2 days before we went on stage. I actually severely sprained my ankle the 2 days before I had to do this, and it was bad, but I pushed through because I was like, I am not doing this. So we're gonna tape that baby up and have a ball. But yeah, so no singing, just wrestling.
Are you a fan of musicals in general?
Sort of. When I was like in high school and middle school, I did like musical theater stuff. Even elementary school, like I was always doing like acting and singing and chorus and solos and all these different things. So it was cool to kind of do it. I haven't done any of that stuff since high school, but most of my life, which was school, I did all those things. So I kind of had an idea and whatnot. But so yeah, it was cool to do that.
So we go back a little bit of ways. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But so I've always noticed that you've been a huge fan of Lita.
Yes.
Like diehard Lita, diehard Hardy Boys. What was it about Lita that drew you to being such a big fan of her?
She was just cool. Like I remember like when she debuted with Essa Rios, that was when I first like noticed her. And I was like, oh, I loved the red hair. It was different from the women that were on, like it wasn't your typical diva or whatever. And I was like, oh, she's cool. And then she like flipping and stuff. And that was awesome to see like a girl do that, The tattoo was cool. And then once she transitioned with the Hardys and everything, I was like, I already liked the Hardy Boys because I thought they were really cool. And then when they all combined together, I remember like I was like 7, like, and I was just like the coolest thing in the world. And they've just been a lifelong fandom, if you will.
Did you buy the Dan Moff jacket?
I did.
You did? Are you serious?
I did.
You did buy? I was just fucking around. Holy crap! You bought
does it still smell like him?
No, I'm in the wash right now.
Nicest smelling dude in all of pro wrestling. I'll tell you that right now.
Right? I mean, I'm not gonna argue this. Yeah, no, I watched it because I don't know who. Like, you know, I always watch things when I buy them. I'm
It's a good
finicky,
idea.
but yeah. But yeah, man, I had to have that. He trained me, man. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, that was real. I was totally busting your ball. Like I really didn't think you were gonna buy
Oh
it.
no,
And you
no,
bought it.
I was like, oh, I'm getting this. I even got this. Like I got this right here too.
Oh, the figure? Is it the figure? There it is. Nice.
That's the coolest thing ever. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I have to get that.
Yeah, love Moth.
That's so cool.
We're talking with the ISPW Women's Champion. She has numerous other titles in the world of independent pro wrestling. At Vicious, _ Vicki _ on the Twitter machine. Looking on your Twitter, Miss Vicious, I kind of dig the bloody eyes. I'm not gonna lie. What's the?
Yeah.
Is there any story behind that, or is it just you were looking to do something a little different? Because you do look very menacing.
Yeah. So, you know, we always try to not pull the curtain back, but it's 2023 going into 2024, and I don't think there really is any curtain anymore.
Wait, you really don't have bloody eyes? Oh my god.
No, it's like there's really no curtain anymore. It's just not there. But yeah, I kind of, you know, did this transition of that. I'm like finding a darker side of myself. And I kind of did that to like, you know, I'm leaving everything open right now. Because I like that people are asking questions, and it leaves me more creativity room. So that's where I'm leaving it right now.
So you've been Vicious Vicky for a long time. Do you feel like now? But you've always had like some sort of like a, for lack of a better word, like presentable, you know, presentation. Like you were just wearing like wrestling gear, like borderline traditional women's wrestling gear, and you were just Vicious Vicky. Now, do you feel like this kind of brings out the adjective of vicious?
Yeah, you know, I was the heel when I first started, and I kind of was just fine. Like it was kind of weird to start that way because heels lead, and it was just weird. But I did it and made the best of it. And then I'm like this uber baby face. I don't know, like people just like me. I could like literally like punt like a child, and they'll just be like, yeah, that day. And I'm just like, I don't know, whatever.
Well, kids are little dickheads, so
I'm just like, okay, whatever.